Gather one and all for the epic tale of Mater and the Tire-stalk, starring Tow Mater as himself and Lightning McQueen as the giant in the sky. Once upon a time, in the faraway land of Carburetor County, sat the humble desert town of Radiator Springs. And there lived a lowly tow truck by the name of Mater, who wanted nothing more than to save his beloved town, which had fallen on hard times. Tourism had slowed down considerably. The community gathered to discuss how to save the wonderful place they all called home. Many ideas were considered to attract new visitors, but nothing was possible without town funds. That's when the tow truck got an idea. He would tow the town's last remaining tractor into the city to sell. That way, Radiator Springs could afford a new attraction to bring in tourism. The town agreed, and Mater left with the tractor for the big city. But Mater never made it to his destination. Along the way, he met a savvy car who convinced him to trade the tractor for a set of magical lugnuts that were guaranteed to be a great tourist attraction. Mater was overjoyed and returned to town excited to show everyone. But when he showed the townsfolk what he traded the tractor for, they explained that he had been tricked and he had received ordinary, non-magical lugnuts. Mater felt awful for what he had done and went back to his tow yard in defeat. When Mater got home, he threw the lugnuts into the scrapyard with the rest of his worthless junk. Little did he know, the lugnuts actually were magical. The next morning, Mater awoke to the most spectacular of sights. In the spot where he dropped the lugnuts the night before, there now stood a mighty tire-stalk that reached up into the clouds. Mater, being the curious fellow that he was, decided to ascend the rough rubber road leading to the sky. Perhaps he could find something up there that could save the town he loved. But nothing could prepare the tow truck for what he would see when he reached the top of the stalk. A gigantic garage the size of Ornament Valley sitting atop the clouds. There's bound to be something of value in there, Mater reasoned. So he ventured forth into the giant garage. Inside, everything towered above the tiny tow truck, especially a shiny golden piston cup, the grandest of all the racing trophies. Well, dadgum, thought Mater, this will surely draw a crowd to Radiator Springs. But as he approached the golden trophy, he heard a deep rumble. There in the far corner of the garage slept a great giant. Mater continued on, quiet as an electric car, careful not to wake the sleeping beast. When he reached the treasure, he saw it was too big for him to carry, but that didn't stop Mater from trying. He carefully hitched the large trophy with his trusty tow hook and gave it a tug. All was going according to plan until the piston cup got snagged and toppled over with a resounding clang. Suddenly, the giant awoke, and it was a mighty race car. Fee, fi, ka-chow. My trophy hath moved, but how? Mater, terrified, had to act fast. He scurried to the exit, but the giant blocked his path. There was no way out. Thus began an epic chase. Mater was fast, but the giant was faster. Being so tiny, Mater could hide in all sorts of places to evade the giant's clutches. However, he knew he could only hide for so long before being caught. Finally, the race car had his back turned, giving Mater the window he needed to make his grand exit. He fled for the door and the piston cup. Using his trusty tow hook, he secured his behemoth bounty and escaped the garage by the skin of his tire treads, leaving the giant none too pleased. Mater descended the stalk and rushed back to town to tell everyone his tale and show off the beautiful trophy that was bound to be an incredible new tourist attraction. However, the residents of Radiator Springs were unhappy to hear what Mater had done. They explained to him that they would find a way to save the town without having to resort to such things, and that he should return what he had taken. This helped Mater realize the error of his ways. He was so blinded by helping his friends that he hurt someone else in the process. That's when Mater decided to do the bravest thing of all: apologize. He returned to the garage in the clouds with the piston cup and made peace with the great giant, explaining why he had done what he did. The race car was upset at first, but hearing Mater's story of the town in trouble, he offered to help. He explained to Mater that to him, the trophy was just an empty cup, but to the town of Radiator Springs, it could be so much more. He insisted Mater keep the trophy and save the town. And so, the town was saved. Visitors from all over the globe came to witness the incredible sight of the world's biggest trophy. Not only did Mater save his beloved home, but he also made a new, unexpected friend. The giant, who was actually a really nice guy when she got to know him. And Mater also learned that kindness is the greatest prize of all. And they lived happily ever after. The end.